Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike the intern, Ned Reynolds in the studio. Back to work. It's Monday. Both of us talking about our weekends. It reminded me of the Missouri State Bears. How was their weekend?
Well, pretty good because they had a 3-game series with Kennesaw State to end the regular season. Won 2 of the 3. Did lose on Saturday 12-6, but hey, that's all right. The Bears were comfortably into the conference tournament. So they being the Bears, they stay in Kennesaw, Georgia, and that's because that's where the tournament's being played this year. So why bother to come home? Next game for the Bears will be Thursday afternoon. Conference USA runs their tournament in pods, and the Bears are in Pod 3. They are the top team in Pod 3, and that means they play 2 games. The first game the Bears will play will be on Thursday afternoon, late in the afternoon, and who do they play? You guessed it, Kennesaw State again, the team they just got through playing. That's the way the pairings work. And the Bears will play a second game on Friday against Dallas Baptist. Now, how they do in those games depends on whether or not they advance to the semifinals. You don't do well, then you're out. If they get to the semifinals, in my opinion, they will get into the NCAA tournament. Is it all dependent on that? Well, the NCAA has a funny way of picking their teams, but it would certainly do the Bears well to win a couple of games and get into those semifinals. So we'll see what happens. They have plenty of time to get rested up and ready to go.
When was the last time they went to the NCAA tournament?
They were in the tournament back, I think 3 years ago was the last time, played in the Oklahoma State region and got to a semifinal game against Oklahoma State. And get this, Mike, had a 12-0.
Oh, don't.
12-0.
Go no further.
12-0.
Horrible. Bears
led 12-0 and lost the game in the highest scoring NCAA game in history, 29-15. Gotta have pitching.
So as we sit here this morning, there is a young man that is a little bit richer after playing some golf this weekend.
This is his biggest purse, and you're making reference to Aaron Rai, who won the PGA National Championship yesterday, and it really it took nerves of steel to get through this tournament, folks. He finishes with a 9 under par. That's for all 4 rounds. The Aronimink course outside of Philadelphia was very, very difficult. Now, who is Aaron Rai? Well, he plays on the PGA Tour. He's of Asian Indian descent, and he represents Great Britain. But he lives in Jacksonville, Florida. That's how international these golfers are. And indeed, Rai, who is a popular guy on the tour at 31 years old, did win it. Broke away from the pack. When they teed off yesterday for the final round, there were 10 players within 3 strokes. And they had, during the course of the action, about 4 different leaders. But it was Aaron Rai down the stretch who got tough on the back 9 and comes away with the win and the $3,690,000 first prize.
A lot of money, man. Basketball last night, pretty crazy finish. Didn't look like Detroit was really in that one, huh?
This one is wacko because the game was in Detroit.
Yeah, I know.
And the Detroit Pistons were the favored team in this competition, and they certainly did not look like it. Cleveland Cavaliers go to Detroit, win Game 7, and they didn't just win it. They demolished the Detroit Pistons 125-94. There were 4 players with 20 points or more. Donovan Mitchell had 26 for the Cavaliers, but hey, that's an explosion. Now the Cavs are a good team. Who will they play next? The New York Knicks, and that will be for the NBA Eastern Championship and the right to go to the finals. Are the Knicks a better team than the Cavaliers? Yes, they are. But anything can happen. It is the NBA, and these are professional athletes.
Yeah, if they're putting up 20+ in a game, hopefully they can save some for down the road. Now, pretty big series against Cardinals and Royals this weekend, and you know, I as a Royals fan, I guess it's a perfect example of where these teams are right now. Royals are losing games they should win, and the Cardinals just seem to be figuring it out.
That's a very good assessment, and that's exactly right. They are in different positions from what anybody thought they would be. Now, the Cardinals and Royals will play again. They'll play in Kansas City, I think, in the latter part of July or early August. I'll check the schedule. But this was the first of their meetings, a 3-game series at Busch Stadium, and the Cardinals win 2-3. But they couldn't do anything yesterday with Stephen Collick and 2 relievers. Collick went 6 1/3 innings, pitched shutout baseball, and then the 2 relievers who came in were able to stop anything that St. Louis had to offer, which was nothing because the Cardinals couldn't score. The final was 2-0. Kansas City gets the win. Salvi Perez had both RBIs, and I'll tell you what is a microcosm of this game. Kansas City had a number of opportunities in this game to really put it away and put a thumping on the Cardinals. Couldn't do it. They either hit into double plays or struck out or did something, and there is the problem with this team. They aren't together. Their lineup doesn't really mesh the way it should be, and the Cardinals had been meshing until yesterday. Anyway, the final was 2-0. The Royals get the win. Now, the Cardinals are idle today, but the Royals are home. They play the Boston Red Sox. Springfield Cardinals got belted 9-3 by the Tulsa Drillers.
Like I said, it's a perfect example of the Royals' season so far. In games they should have definitely won. They would have a completely different record if they could just figure it out, and I do not know what is going on in Kaufman, or just in their heads. Indy 500 yesterday, pretty exciting race.
This was the qualifying, and the qualifying was all done on one day. Now, it's usually done on two, but Saturday's session was rained down in Indianapolis, so they had all of the qualifying yesterday. That means that each driver, each of the 33 possible drivers, actually there are more than that because the field will be 33, they had to cut it down. Anyway, the defending champion from the 500, defending champion Alex Palou, gets the pole position at 232 miles an hour. Now, you think about that. Palou is on the front row with Alexander Rossi, who is a former winner, and David Malukas. Anyway, it looks like a great field, but 232 miles an hour gets the pole, and Palou is the defending champion. Now, here's an interesting little note. Catherine Legg, who will be the only female in the 500 this year, she's out of Great Britain, did qualify for the 500. She's going to attempt both of them. At first thought was that nobody's going to try to run the doubleheader this year, the Coke 600 in Charlotte, about 2 or 3 hours after Indy ends. But she's going to give it a try. 45-year-old veteran driver from England. And she said, somebody asked her, why are you going to try both of them? And her answer was, why not?
Yeah.
It's there.
I'm making the trip. Speaking of trips, over the weekend, NASCAR had their All-Star race, and do they still get a pretty big paycheck for this one if they win it?
Oh, heavens, yes. Yes, that's a big deal because it's a non-points race. This is not a cup event. It's a special event they throw in there, the All-Star race. They ran it in Dover, Delaware this year, and Denny Hamlin gets the win. He just does hold off the Bass Pro Shops car, Chase Briscoe, and it was a great competition. And yeah, big payday for the drivers. That's why they're there. But it is Chase Hamlin, I beg your pardon, Denny Hamlin, who gets the victory over Chase Briscoe.
Ned, have a great Monday, and I will see you tomorrow.